Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In War of the Visions, let's talk about the global 4UR Hatcher non-scandal. And yes, I said non-scandal because it was a whole bunch of nothing. It's done and over now, except there are unfortunate consequences for the global version of the game and the global community. And I hope the chicken littles out there learn a lesson and stop actively harming the game. The too long didn't watch version of this is put away the cynicism, put away the drama, slow down, think, investigate, and maybe you won't destroy your own game. This video is quite late because I've been really struggling with how to phrase everything, what tone to take. I've actually already made 2 videos about this, but I scrapped them because I wasn't satisfied. But now we've made it all the way to the weekend, so I might as well put my face in the video. I previously made a video about the JP Anniversary Hatcher snafu, which was actually a scandal. And I still stand by everything I said in there, and pretty much stand by everything that Umber Ray said in his video about that. Another reason why this video is late is because I was waiting for some action from the company regarding that Hatcher in Global. In JP, they recalled the Hatchers and returned the spent Vision Ore, because it was discovered pretty quickly that the special unit pool that they had for those Hatchers did not honor the in-game published pull rates. In Global, however, the company let the Hatcher run for its scheduled time frame, and when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is a different thing. The company is confident in how this Hatcher performed, and sure enough, they released some communication later saying that the Hatcher worked as intended. Now, no one hated Gumi more than me coming into War of the Visions, but looking at all of the evidence out there, I have to call a spade and say that I believe Gumi in this case. I believe that the global Hatcher was fair and legit. I don't want to go into a lot of detail since the info is already out there, but basically the connection a lot of people are failing to make is that it is possible for people to get similar pulls, but also for the in-game published race to be honored. And that's because there were so many more possible results in the global Hatcher than in the JP Hatchers. In JP they mapped out the entire pool. In global there's been nothing close to that. I can understand how at first glance what was happening in Global looked like what was happening in JP. What I don't understand are the chicken littles refusing to investigate deeper, jumping off a cliff with half-understood ideas, making wild claims and wild demands. But you look at me, I don't have to take my foot out of my mouth because it was never there to begin with. That was because I waited and I investigated, so I don't have to take any responsibility for this manufactured non-scandal. I got some requests to take a stand, to make a statement, to choose a side. I think what people were trying to do was recruit me and my paltry influence to their own personal cause. The thing is, choosing to get angry or stop spending or uninstall has to be a personal choice because everybody's situation is different. We all have different amounts of time and money to spare on this game, and we all enjoy the game to different extents, and we all have different levels of tolerance for bullcrap. And that's why it's impossible for me to say we all have to do this certain thing. There's one thing I can say that we all have to do, and that is to find the playstyle that fits us personally. With my channel more than anything, I'm trying to spread the word about my zen, pragmatic playstyle that I have refined over years of playing a bunch of mobile games. It's designed to maximize fun while minimizing burnout and FOMO. It won't work for everyone, of course, but it's a method that doesn't get mentioned much because it's not sexy. You're not going to be at the top of PvP, you're not going to have all the hot new units and stuff. But it might help you get a healthier, longer experience with the game. Someone got angry at me the other day for not caring more. Essentially that because the company was acting fishy over here, and these players over here were angry, that I had to modify my position, and that by not doing so I was being selfish. Like I was saying, this problem doesn't affect me, so I'm just going to keep on keeping on. But yeah, I'm being selfish. I play this game in a way that is fun for me. I spend on what feels like is worth my dollar, and then I make videos that interest me. I'm beholden to no one, not other players, not the company, and that's part of the reason why I don't monetize this channel. I want the freedom to be able to do and say what I want. The only responsibility that I feel with my channel is to make sure that all of the information in my videos are correct. And if I don't know about a topic, I just won't talk about it. It works great in real life too. Getting back to the non-scandal of the global 4UR hatcher, I'm just sad and frustrated about the whole thing. And here we can talk about the consequences. You don't get to raise a ruckus and just dust off your hands guilt-free. There are consequences. In a mobile game like this, the relationship between the players and the company is everything. It influences everything. When the players trust a game and they feel like they are getting their money's worth, it becomes easy or even fun to put money into the game. And in some games, the relationship is so good with the players that, like, when something unexpected happens, like an emergency maintenance, players will spend extra in order to show their support for the developers. Can you imagine that? But when trust is low, spending goes down too, and when a game isn't making enough money, it has to squeeze somewhere. I've laid this out before, but it could mean any number of things, like getting rid of staff, lower quality customer service, fewer in-game rewards, fewer collaborations, emptier schedule of events, fewer quality of life updates, slower bug fixes, faster power creep, just kind of a worse overall experience, especially for free-to-play users. People think these games are cheap to make and maintain, but they're not. There's like half a dozen of these games that shut down every month in Japan. I want people to spend in this game. Why is that? It's purely for selfish reasons. I want more rewards, more events, more quality of life updates, and if the game's not making money, those things are going to become more scarce. I want the game to be lively and vibrant for years, so I get a good return on my investment of time and money. A game run well over years is a thing of beauty, and it's pretty rare. But the Chicken Littles stirred up the community over nothing and essentially harmed the game by turning a bunch of people off of spending. I'm trying to think of a good analogy, and this is the best I can do off the top of my head. We're all on a ship, the USS War of the Visions. A couple of Chicken Littles think they see a ghost, they pick up axes and they cry out, "Kill the ghost!" Other easily excitable people also pick up axes. Some of them are like, "I knew this ship was haunted, yeah!" And then some other people are like, "Oh, I'll show everybody how big and brave I am by hunting this ghost, yeah!" And still others are like, "I don't see any ghost, but meh, yeah!" And then everyone starts swinging. Some time goes on, and then some people are saying, like, "There's no ghost, there's no ghost." And then everybody with axes, most of them anyway, they'll drop the axes, go whoops, and then they'll go back to what they were doing before. Except now there is a leak in the ship, and we should be picking up buckets to, bail out the ship, fix the damage that the Chicken Littles caused with their incitement. We don't know yet how bad the leak is, but it is there. And there will be people that won't drop the axe, that will keep swearing forever that there was a ghost. But because of this non-scandal, we are hurting ourselves. I hope that's apparent. I'm not predicting the global version's death, but it will be a worse game than if this non-scandal had never happened. I'm always amazed at how eager global players are to sync their own version of the game, whether it be out of a sense of pride, or entitlement, or aggrievement, or cynicism. Global players want to know why they are often second-class citizens in Japanese mobile games, and this is part of the reason why. Also, how come this ship has so many axes? That's not safe. They should do something about that. What's really sad is the source of their anger was imagined, and they don't understand the consequences of their anger. It was senseless, and it didn't have to happen. The lesson that should be taken here is to understand what's going on before jumping off a cliff. Stop being so cynical and dramatic, think and investigate. The global community and global version of the game are hurt as a result of this nonsense. And although the issue of the 4UR Global Hatcher is now over, the feelings will remain and they'll fuel future scandals, whether real or not. Up to now, we've had all the standard complaints you see in any mobile game. It's grindy, pull rates are low. But this non-scandal is different because it is unique to this game. It is the first major snafu in global, and again, it didn't have to happen. It was nothing. By the way, how would that ship metaphor work with what happened in the JP version? Since that was an actual thing, we'll call it a Somali pirate invasion. But the community came together and drove them back. Good thing they had those axes. But in the struggle, the JP ship also sprang a leak. But at least that was for a good reason. And then there's much less infighting than in the global community. And then you have a lot more people in JP willing to pick up a bucket and bail out the ship. And that's a reason why my JP account is my main account. The future is always more assured there than on any global version of any game. Alright, that's it. To recap, put away the cynicism, put away the drama, slow down, think, investigate, and maybe you won't destroy your own game. Thanks.